It's time for Waking Up with Wesley. Today's forecast and weather-wide discussion with WLOX First Alert Weather Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams.
Waking Up with Wesley is sponsored by Exclusive Auto Brokers. For the best deals on wheels, visit Exclusive Auto Brokers on Beatline Road in Long Beach.
Hello there, South Mississippi. I'm Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams. Thank you for waking up with Wesley. Lots to get to and not a lot of time in this particular video update. So we'll take a close look at the tropics, our temperatures that are comfortable, and our rain chances that are a little elevated. Let's take a look at the latest on the tropics. So first of all, if you were just waking up this morning, you might be waking up to a new tropical storm. This is Dexter, which is offshore of the southeast coast or offshore of the east coast. You can actually see that storm located on the right side of this picture in this area here. So there's the latest tropical storm of the 2025 hurricane season, the fourth named storm right there. Dexter. We're just taking a look at the first daylight pictures from the satellite imagery this Monday morning, and you can definitely see a pretty impressive looking tropical storm there as it continues to fortunately move away from our country off toward the open waters of the Atlantic. So just a very interesting thing where you wake up to a new week and you wake up to a new tropical storm. There's a closer look at that. You can see on the low-level cloud field that counterclockwise circulation, and then right at the core of the storm, an enhanced region of thunderstorm activity where you really have those stronger winds right there in those thunderstorm clusters near the center of activity. There's another satellite look at Dexter, moving east-northeast at 12 miles an hour. You can see the stats there have it with winds of 45 miles per hour. For the maximum wind, the pressure at 1,002 millibars. The National Hurricane Center probably going to do another update on Dexter's stats by the time we get to the 9 or 10 o'clock time frame. So that will be when they bring that next update to the latest stats on that particular storm. You can see there's certainly a lot of convective towers firing. Those are tall pillars of thunderstorm clouds. Every little time you see one of those little bubbles, like a bubbling pot of water, that is those thunderstorms that continue to bubble near the core of the storm as it continues to stay fairly to the north of Bermuda. So good news for Bermuda, they were spared from a direct hit by Dexter. All of the thunderstorms with the core of that storm are likely going to pass to the north of that island in the Atlantic. But it is fortunate that it is moving away from land. That is the best thing we like to see when it comes to hurricane seasons. Sure, get the names, get the number of storms out of the way, but as long as they stay away from the Gulf, that's the way that I like to see it. Now, you can see the forecast track with Dexter shows that it is going to remain at tropical storm strength. You can take a closer look at that forecast track showing that it remains at tropical storm strength heading into the PM hours today, remaining at tropical storm strength tomorrow. But then eventually you'll see the tropical storm icon become an L, indicating it might lose some of its organization and just become kind of a low pressure system, no longer a tropical storm. Still a pretty powerful low pressure system, but not really one that can be called a tropical system because it loses some of its tropical characteristics and some of its definition by that point in time. As far as the rest of the tropics are concerned, there are a couple of other areas that the National Hurricane Center is watching. They are keeping an eye offshore of the southeast coast for a low chance for a depression or storm to form there. Some early indications are that some of that activity might try to drift westward closer to the Gulf, but not for many days, maybe not until around early next week. So a long time we'll have to watch whatever happens with that. Plus, there's off the West African coast a medium chance for a depression or storm to form, according to the National Hurricane Center. This is going to move out over the open waters of the Atlantic, and obviously you have a really long time to watch whatever happens with that. So in later days this week, we'll probably take a more detailed look at the tropics, but I do want to talk about our local weather because we don't have any tropical weather impacting us for the next 5 to 7 days at least, maybe even more than that. And let's take a look at the heat index. You know, in August, it's typically our hottest month of the year on average for South Mississippi. So you're, of course, used to seeing triple-digit heat index, you know, dangerous heat index. But today, none of that. What a treat. Our heat index might not even hit 100 degrees the entire day. And we might see the same thing setting up tomorrow. This is Tuesday, tomorrow afternoon, showing a heat index also not hitting the triple digits for most of South Mississippi, although you can see over to our west in the Big Easy, they do find that triple digit heat index, but only barely. And then you take a look at Wednesday, we are starting to see a return to that, but this is because we actually see a decrease in our local rain chance as we go from Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday. So with there being more sunshine, fewer clouds, fewer rain showers, and certainly more infrequent rain showers, that could allow for things to gradually heat up a little bit by midweek. But the start of the week, if you're not a fan of the heat, then this is really the time to take advantage. If you are lucky enough to avoid the rain, we've got some really nice temperatures for us today and tomorrow, as it's going to be pretty close to normal. And that's if you get no rain at all. If you actually get some rain, the temperature might not even hit 90 today. It might only stay stuck into the 80s. So no extreme heat in sight here, with some scattered showers and storms expected in the area, but not everyone sees rain, and even if you do, there should also be some rain-free hours too. There's our WLOX weather app forecast showing the hour by hour, and noticing you don't really see this example for Biloxi. It doesn't go to 90 for the temperature today. That's because maybe we're getting some rain. You see things warming up from 82 at 10 in the morning to 86 at noon. And if there's no rain, maybe we keep warming up from 86 at noon to maybe 89 or 90 by 2 p.m. But if you actually get some rain, that kills the warming trend and the temperature drops into the lower 80s. So that is a possibility for some places today. Notice the blue color there showing that rain amounts could reach around a ½ inch in the area. So that is why we can't completely rule out the potential for flooding in South Mississippi, although it looks like the target area for flooding today is probably going to be closer to Alabama, Florida Panhandle, Georgia. That's where the best ingredients set up, where the stalled front is going to be located, where most of the rain is likely going to develop. You see, with this frontal boundary that's stalled just offshore, there's a difference. On the northern side of the boundary, look at our water vapor channel. You can see that brown color there indicating dry air on the northern side of that front. That makes it hard for rain to develop in a place like Jackson today. But then you go south of the front and you see all of this moisture in the atmosphere near the front and south of the front, and that makes it really easy for rain to form on the Florida Panhandle, South Alabama, close to coastal Mississippi, close to coastal Louisiana as well. But it's really going to be, you know, kind of on a fine hair here, if you will, kind of splitting hairs, because there is not much rain in this zone here. If we circle, look at all of this, not much rain here when you're north of the front and the air is really dry. But then when you get closer to the front or south of it, the air is much wetter, and you find all of that rain developing in this zone here. So something to watch as we take a look at the future radar. It shows those showers and storms developing along that frontal boundary today. So take your umbrella with you, have it handy in case you see some of that rain developing in your area. But just keep in mind, not everyone sees the rain, with the chances at 50 to 70%. But I suspect places like Pearl River County could be closer to that 50%. Y'all are the most northwest in our 6 othermost counties. And I suspect places like Jackson County could be closer to the 60 and 70% rain chances today, as you are closest to that front, closest to the moisture with that front, the farthest to the south and the east in our viewing area. There's a quick peek at the 7-day forecast as we're kind of running out of time in this update and I got to go. But as you can see, the potential for rain is a little bit higher for Monday and Tuesday with that front nearby. We will also see a system, or an upper system, keep us with some decent rain chances for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday as well. But noticing that those temperatures never return to 98 or 99 like we had last week. So we get to fight off the extreme heat as we move into the first full week of August, which is quite a treat to see, especially today with the heat index maybe not even touching 100 for many areas. Well, that'll do it for this Monday edition of Waking Up with Wesley. I've been Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams. Take care, and we'll see you again next time.
Waking Up with Wesley has been sponsored by Exclusive Auto Brokers. For the best deals on wheels, visit Exclusive Auto Brokers on Beatline Road in Long Beach.